people who consider demigods as God, they go to hell. If Krishna comes and says, okay, I'll not give you moksha, will you love me? He'll say, yes, I'll love you. So there are three things he's introducing from 7th chapter. Himself,
Yes.
his devotees,
Okay.
and love of God. Whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, surrender unto demigods.
Hi, welcome to KC Talks. On the series of podcasts on Bhagavad Gita, we're doing with Dr. Keshavananda Swami. Today we are entering into chapter 7, which is called as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So let us understand from him what exactly Gyana and Vigyana means and what Krishna is teaching us in this chapter. Hare Krishna. Swami.
Krishna.
So Jnana and Vigyana. Jnana means knowledge.
Yeah.
Vijnana means wisdom.
Wisdom, realization,
Okay.
practical application.
Practical application.
Yeah.
Which is your USP of this entire series of podcasts. So where do we start? What is Jnana Vijnana Yoga?
Well, I think I have to just connect the dots first. Let me just recap. I mean, because from 7th chapter, another, like in a movie after interval,
Yes.
this is another, after interval, this thing is starting, it's a
So
different.
it's like an interval in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, after 6th chapter, there's an interval.
Okay.
And there's a different theme altogether starting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right from 1st to 6th chapters, we learn that Krishna is talking about Karma Yoga, isn't it? Gyana Yoga, 4th chapter. 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga. 1st, 2nd chapter was preamble.
Yes.
1st chapter setting the scene, 2nd chapter contents of Gita summarized. He was talking about soul and body,
Sankhya.
Sankhya. 3rd chapter he was talking about Karma Yoga.
Yes.
4th chapter the necessary of knowledge with Karma Yoga.
Yes.
5th chapter fusing action with knowledge.
Yes.
And 6th chapter you do everything attentively. Don't be careless.
Yes. Dhyana Yoga.
Dhyana Yoga. So now Krishna is beginning a new a new theme altogether, and he's saying, okay, fine. You have to. The essence of Karma Yoga was selfless action, isn't it?
Yes.
Selflessly, you have to act for God.
Yes.
But with knowledge, otherwise it will become ritual. And with attention, this was a whole package.
Yes.
Now Krishna is telling, okay, you have to act for me, so you should know me.
Okay.
Otherwise, how will you act for me?
Oh, so that is the reason it is an interval, because now he's introducing himself to us.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That's how it goes.
Okay,
Just like in
understood.
movie, like theme starts and then after interval,
Yeah.
just some villain enters. Like,
So he's
entering.
actually, his entry starts from chapter 7.
7th, yeah.
So he is just, giving us the whole idea how it is, and now his entry happens.
Yeah. So 7th chapter, he discusses about himself. He discusses about his devotees who know him
Okay.
and who are actually practicing in their life selfless service to God with knowledge. And also devotion.
Okay.
Devotion means love. Now the whole idea is, without loving God, we cannot act selflessly for him, isn't it? Simple.
Yes.
A mother acts for the child selflessly because she loves him. There is no selfless action without love.
Okay.
So there are 3 things he's introducing from 7th chapter. Himself,
Yes.
his devotees,
Okay.
and love of God.
Okay.
So that you are able to practice what has been said.
So can I understand it like that? Introducing himself is Jnana. We are understanding him is Jnana. Application of that is Vigyana.
Yeah.
Which
that's
is
true.
love of God.
Which is love of God. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it how I have to
Yeah,
understand?
that's all.
Very simple, Swamiji. You are giving it in a very simple way.
And that's all.
Okay. So how do this chapter proceed? What are the takes from this chapter?
See, this chapter is very interesting also in another sense, because Krishna begins with the first verse, Maya Sakta Mana Partha.
Okay.
He introduces the word Asakti, which is not said before in the previous 6 chapters. Asakti means attachment. For God.
Okay.
Mai means for me.
Oh, okay.
Now he says, if you not attached with me, if you don't develop attachment to me, then you will not be able to do anything.
Oh.
Then you will be selfish.
Hmm.
If I work for somebody without attachment, I will have some selfish motives.
Yes.
So he's introducing this attachment, yogam yunjan, and he's saying this is called yoga. Yogam yunjan madashraya.
Okay.
This attachment is called yoga. The essence of yoga is attachment to me.
Hmm.
You can do many types of yogas, but
Hmm.
if it is devoid of attachment to me, nothing works.
But you said in this chapter he will first introduce himself, but
Yeah, yeah.
straight away from the first
Yeah.
chapter he's talking about attachment.
Yeah, why? Because he talks about attachment, and he'll again come back to love.
Hmm.
First, he introduces attachment, and then he talks about himself. Why? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because he is very interested to glorify devotion and his devotees.
Okay.
He doesn't want to introduce himself, you know. I mean, to say somebody else introduces you, that's good.
Okay.
In this talk, if I introduce myself, oh, nonsense. You have to introduce me.
Makes sense.
So that's why he doesn't. He's first introduces his devotion,
Hmm.
and then he introduces his devotees,
Hmm.
and then himself.
Oh.
That's how he does. He's humble.
It's humility. He's expressing
Yeah,
his humility.
He's a most humble person.
And
So this chapter brings out the qualities of God. That's, if you look from different angle,
Okay.
every verse brings out many qualities of Krishna.
Hmm.
So this is one quality which I've highlighted.
Oh. So can I say like this that, my understanding is you understand God through his qualities.
Yeah,
That's how it is, right?
that's true. That's true.
Because anyhow we can't see him.
Yeah,
So it is
yeah,
only the qualities that we can perceive.
It's all. I mean, say even Quran, namaz is all qualities.
Hmm.
Bible, all qualities of God. Vishnu Sahasranam, all qualities.
Yes, yes.
So through qualities, we can know him. Any person we can know by his qualities, isn't it?
Definitely, yes. That's how we get introduced
That's
to a
how we
person.
are introduced.
Okay. Great.
So,
So first he starts with attachment.
Yeah.
And then how does it
And then
progress?
he says, you see, he says to Arjuna, you see, Manusya naam sahasreshu kasyati siddhai. Out of thousands of people, only one will become attached to me.
Oh.
Yeah. So he says it's important, but it's rare.
Hmm.
People don't get attached to me so easily.
Okay.
But then he says, Bahunam janmanam ante gyanvan. After many lifetimes, you will understand that attachment to me is a goal of life. To love me is a goal of life.
Okay.
And then he says afterwards, it's difficult, but it's easy if you associate with my devotees.
And that's what he says?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now the question,
Why is it so?
It's simple. I mean to say, if you want to become attached to some person, and if you read about him in novels,
Yes.
magazines,
Yes.
you can become you may like him.
Yes.
But if you meet somebody who loves him, and if you stay with him,
Hmm.
he'll keep on glorifying him, and you'll become attached very quickly.
Oh.
Isn't
Again a mundane logic here.
it? It's like that only. It's like that. So devotees are always glorifying God. So your its impact is more.
Hmm.
Impact is more. You are with them,
Okay.
So that's why. And then he talks about his devotees and non-devotees. That's the theme.
Okay.
So in 7th chapter, various acharyas, Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya says that there are 7 types of people he's talking about.
Okay.
7 chapter, 7 people.
7 chapters, 7 people.
Yeah.
And who are those 7?
Out of those 7, one is a pure devotee
Okay.
who loves him, who is attached to him, who is working selflessly for him with knowledge.
Oh.
Theme. It's there.
Yes.
Now, who are the other 6?
Yes.
Now Krishna is talking about them. Krishna is talking. A second is non-devotees who don't care anything, who damn about all this. We don't care about materialistic people.
Bogies.
Bogies, yeah. We don't care about it. We'll just enjoy life.
Hmm.
So those are those people. Those are like atheists,
Hmm.
and all these
Agnostics also.
mostly agnostics also and atheists. Yeah, they're all grouped into that.
Hmm.
And then there are devotees who are mixed devotees.
Okay.
Like for example, Krishna talks about 4 type of people who come to him, not out of devotion, not to love him, but to take something.
Okay.
So there are 2 and then 4. 4 are artho, distressed people come to him. Chaturvida bhajante mam, ye jana padvipasate. Artho, jigyasu, artharthi, gyani cha bharitarashava. 4.
Okay.
Distressed, Krishna give me something. And, Are the jigyasu, inquisitive.
Hmm.
By inquisitive, I mean, let's check out what's
Yes,
happening.
get
That
it.
kind of people. Let's check out what's happening.
Hmm.
So, and arthi for money.
Hmm.
Tirupati Balaji, many people go to money, isn't it?
Yeah, you go to God for money.
Yeah, I'll give you share, 50% if I get profit, like that.
Okay, business transaction.
Yeah, business transaction. And fourth is Gyani. Gyani means who want to understand God,
Hmm.
but not his personality, but his grandeur and greatness.
Hmm.
Just like we say Om, who are interested in Om chanting,
Hmm.
impersonal light, all these things.
Hmm.
Gyanis. So there are 6.
Hmm.
So, but these people are all mixed. They don't love God.
Sorry to interrupt, Swamiji. I understood 4. Arthi, Arthartho, Jignasu, Jnani. And one is atheist. What is the other 6th one?
First one is pure devotee.
One is pure devotee.
Who loves him for his sake.
That becomes 6.
Yeah.
But you said 7.
Yeah, so I'm coming.
Ah.
So 7th, and the 7th is Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashrante Titiye. Some people come to him for moksha,
Oh.
for release from birth and death. They don't really love God, but they love him, but they are mixed. I love you, but I want this. At least I want liberation.
Oh.
That's the 7th.
But aren't generally in any sampradaya, any sadhana, everybody wants to get away from birth and death cycle? No,
It's
Swamiji?
not like that. If you ask any sampradaya, Madhva, Shri,
Huh?
externally they say moksha is a goal.
Okay.
But if you really go in the depth of their philosophy, even Madhvacharya comments in Bhagavad Gita, one of his commentary, he says there is a general riti and there is a vishesh riti.
What is that?
General riti means there is a general path and there is a special path.
Special path. Okay.
So general path is, okay, you go to God, do devotion for moksha.
Okay.
But special path is shortcut.
Okay.
And he says shortcut is you don't go and love God for moksha, you love for his sake. Moksha is side effect.
Oh.
So whenever other sampradaya says moksha is a goal, they're not talking about the goal, they're talking about the side effect of that goal.
Okay.
Yeah. So even Andal in Sri Sampradaya,
Yes.
they're all saying, without the desire for moksha, you love him. And you will get automatically, don't worry about that.
So the 7th one out of all these people is Mokshakami.
Mokshakami. Yeah.
He is interested in moksha.
Yeah.
Because Krishna is giving that moksha, so he's interested in Krishna.
Yeah,
it is not the other way around.
Yeah, it's not the way around.
Oh.
So that's but the pure devotee is not interested in Krishna for moksha. If Krishna comes and says, okay, I'll not give you moksha, will you love him? He'll say, yes, I'll love you.
But why? Why should he love with? He's not getting anything.
That's the whole point we have to understand. That's why Krishna says, Manushya Nam Sahasreshu. Out of thousands, one will love me. Why he will love him? Sarva Kalyanmayika Gunaika Sagar. Sarva Dosha Vivarjitam. If you try to know his qualities, you will be attracted. You see a boy loves a girl. Girl doesn't give anything. She takes his money, takes his time. But he is after her.
What is that love called as?
That is selfless.
Unconditional love?
Yeah, a reflection of unconditional love in this
world?
Yeah.
Oh.
She will say you jump in the water. He will, okay, for you I'll jump. Other person will say, what fool he is,
So it's a kind of madness.
Yeah, I told you I introduced obsession.
Yes, obsession, yes.
That's love. So that's why Krishna says, out of thousands, one will understand, one will love me. And why? That's why I told this chapter, if you analyze every verse, there's one quality of Krishna in every verse.
Oh.
So when you hear his qualities, then you get attracted, automatically attracted. And then one situation will come, you will ask yourself, why am I getting attracted to this person? And you will have no answer.
Okay.
He is attractive. I can't help it out.
That's what you said in the first word,
Krishna.
Krishna. So one who attracts.
Yeah, one who attracts. That's why his name, one who attracts.
This is a very new concept you have got today. We all understood that Bhagavad Gita and sadhana is for moksha. But from a Gaudiya standpoint, like you represent Gaudiya Sampradaya, what is your goal of life?
See, Mahaprabhu clears it. He says there is something called a Chatu Purusharth. The high-fi terms, don't worry.
Chatur Purusharth.
Yeah, 4 goals people have.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Yes.
But Mahaprabhu says no. Pancham Purushartha.
What is the Pancham Purushartha?
Love of God.
Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema means love him for his sake. In other goals, you're loving him for your sake.
Okay.
I want religiosity. I want money. I want liberation. But love is loving him for his sake. That's pure, no?
Yes.
Without selfishness.
That's called unconditional.
Yeah, unconditional.
Because you're not expecting anything.
Yeah.
You're just attracted to him by his qualities.
Yeah.
And you fall in love. And the love becomes obsession and it gets into your psyche.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is how I have to understand what devotion is.
This is what is devotion. This is what is devotion.
Oh.
And Krishna says one very important verse. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita. He says, you see, this is obsession for me. But this obsession, don't think it is like obsession in this material world. It might appear same.
Yes.
But this is spiritual. It happens due to my anugraha, due to my mercy.
Oh.
That is very important.
That's another point you're adding.
Yeah, 7th chapter, he brings this concept.
Whatever you are saying now can be established to pramanas of Bhagavad Gita shlokas, right? In the 7th chapter.
Yeah.
So, where does he say mercy?
He says, Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita. There's a verse here, that's why I was quoting you. Devi esha gunamaya maya duratya mameva prabhadante maya metam tarantite. By my mercy you will be able to cross maya.
Oh.
He says. And then he says, he uses this word, yeah. I have to find that verse, but anyway.
No, but this shloka also very clearly.
Yeah, very clearly says, yeah. Yeah, this is the verse. Yam prakasham sarvasya yoga maya samarvata, 25th verse.
Okay.
Na modam na vijanati lokam ajamam vidyam. I am never manifest to foolish and intelligent.
Okay.
For I am covered by my internal potency. My internal potency, I cover myself. But therefore they do not know me. But if I do mercy on them, I will remove this covering and they'll be able to see me. So the mercy factor is very important in this verse. In this chapter, he's bringing this concept.
So finally you will be attracted to the Lord if you get his mercy, right?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
With your explanation now.
Yeah.
So I will listen to the qualities. I might develop some attraction to him.
But you'll not develop obsession.
Oh.
Until unless his mercy is there. You'll never be able to really appreciate him. You see, I'll tell you. There's a boy and a girl. And the boy takes one step towards girl.
Yes.
But the girl doesn't take any step. She's standing. He's attracted, but she also has to get attracted to him.
Yes.
Then there is complete love, no?
Yes.
So she also takes one step. And so they come close. So that's mercy. Mercy means if I am getting attracted to God, I am taking one step.
Yes.
Mercy means He's also taking one step towards me.
Is it that simple that you compare everything with what is happening in the world and examples?
You have to that's what you have to, otherwise how people plan.
No, this is a way of your narration that you are making us understand, or it is like that?
This is explained by Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas like that.
Okay.
This is not my analogies. That's the beauty of Gaudiya Vaishnavism.
Okay.
They explain in such simple ways, so even a foolish can understand, okay, this is spirituality. And I mean to say, everything which is simple and universal can be explained in simple words, I told you.
Yes, you told us that.
So
once you start liking him, knowing his qualities, then Lord will also try to, give you mercy, like coming one step ahead.
Yeah, He will come near to us.
And that's how you again progress in spirituality.
Yeah, we progress in spirituality.
And that is where you will start developing genuine attraction, which is obsession.
Yeah. Now, one thing I just want to add, I talked about 7 people.
Yes.
There's an 8th category also he's talking in 7th chapter.
Okay.
That category is about demigod worshippers. Now, that's a big topic in our Hindu society.
Okay.
He's saying people who worship demigods, they go to demigods, but they're not doing it rightly.
Okay.
Because they should worship me directly and not through demigods.
He says that very strongly.
Yeah, he says.
Then why we have Bhagavad Gita in our lives, and Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be the book of Hindus? Or why we forget such very important topic that he gets here?
Well, it's all it's all due to Advaita philosophy.
Okay.
Now, Advaita philosophy was founder was Shankaracharya,
Okay.
and he did according to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, according to Vaishnavas, not just Gaudiya Vaishnavas, all Vaishnavas
Okay.
unanimously conclude that Shankaracharya brought a philosophy which was very confusing.
Okay.
And the confusion was he actually made demigods as independent gods. He said there are 5 gods: Surya,
Panchayitanam.
Panchayatana, Vishnu, Shiv, Parvati, Ganesh, and Surya, isn't it?
Yes.
So you can worship anybody; they're all gods. And beyond them, there is something light, impersonal, nirakar. So that produced a lot of confusion in the society. But Shankaracharya, by the way, he wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita also.
Okay.
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita is very clear about this. But he twisted the meanings according to Vaishnavas.
Okay.
That's what he did.
So the demigod worshippers also reach to Krishna.
No, demigod worshippers go to demigods.
It is very clear.
Yeah, yeah. You see, there is a point. Demigod worshippers go to demigods, and people who worship Krishna, they go to Krishna. It's very clear. Even in 9th chapter, we will bring this point. But people who consider demigods as God, they go to hell. That's also clear.
Where does he say that?
He says here.
Does he say they go to hell?
He says in 13th chapter that people, he says here, avajananti mamuda manushim. He says people who are foolish, they don't consider me as God. And then they worship others, and then they glide down into lower species.
Oh.
It's very clear. And all around Bhagavad Gita. It's all around Bhagavad Gita. It's not just 7th chapter. Okay. So that's a very important thing where demigod worship is not encouraged here. You see 20th verse, he says, Kamesya hita grana. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender into demigods.
Those whose intelligence is stolen by material desires.
You see, Mata ne bulaya hai, chalo bulawa hai. All Vaishno Devi, she is Vaishno Devi, she is a Vaishnavi Shakti.
Okay.
She is a devotee of Vishnu, but people go to her for materialistic desire. People consider her as independent God. So Krishna says, they follow particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. You see, Krishna is clear here.
It is because of their natures they choose this worship.
Yeah.
And they all go for materialistic desires. That is what he's clearly telling.
And see, 23rd verse, very clear conclusion. Men of small intelligence worship demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship demigods go to planet of demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. Devan devaya joyanti mad bhaktayanti mam api. There is a knack in this. The knack in this is, if you worship demigods for materialistic desires, but you should know Vishnu is supreme. Then you go to them.
So you should not worship a demigod independent of Vishnu.
It's simple, by the way. You see, Prime Minister is there. I'll give another my USP. And his secretary is there. You can go to secretary's house and take lunch. But secretary, you should be clear in your mind. Prime Minister is, Modi.
Yeah.
And you will talking to secretary, yeah, Modi is Prime Minister, you are secretary, this is nice, So he will invite you. Theek hai, bhai. But if you go to secretary and you say, Bhaiya, I think you should become a Prime Minister. Come on, some politics is going on, get out from my house. That's the whole point.
Okay.
Demigods will not invite you to their planet if you don't consider Vishnu as supreme, because for them, they are clear Vishnu is supreme. Every demigod is clear. They worship Vishnu.
So demigods are devotees of Lord.
Yeah. But so that's the whole point. Why if you consider demigod supreme, you go to hell. You don't go you land nowhere.
If you worship demigods with a clear understanding that you are a demigod, but you are a devotee of Vishnu, but
and
Vishnu is
fulfill my desire,
and then probably you can end up going to a demigod.
Yeah.
But if you do it again without proper knowledge and proper intelligence, then you might not even go to demigods.
Yeah.
That's a very clear statement.
Very clear. And Krishna,
how did we miss all this? Because Our religious scripture is Bhagavad Gita. It is very clear in Bhagavad Gita.
I was in a train and I was asking a person,
Hmm.
do you know Bhagavad Gita?
Hmm.
He was telling, yeah. I asked him, do you know Gita?
Hmm.
He said, yeah, my auntie's name is Gita. People don't know what is Bhagavad Gita.
Because I have not read Bhagavad Gita.
No, not read. Not read. No, it's a pathetic situation.
Okay.
And you know what? I don't blame them.
Okay.
I think we are to be blamed.
Okay.
Saints. We are not giving them knowledge. We are not, and that's why we are doing these talks.
Okay.
Purpose
Good,
of
good
this
to
is,
say that, Swamiji.
it is your credit.
Thank you so much. We'll bring up the real knowledge of Bhagavad Gita through conversations, because people don't have time these days to read. But I'm very mesmerized that all direct statements, they are not interpretations also.
Yeah.
It's not that some acharya has come and he interpreted in his own way. It's not like that. They're all direct statements. Glad to know this information, Swamiji. So finally, he is ending up with an information that with pure devotion, you will reach to me.
Yeah.
So
That's the conclusion. And if you want to really read this chapter, you can know many qualities of God. Just like I told you, he started with Maya Sakta. First talks about devotion, then devotees. He's very humble.
yes.
And when he's talking about demigods, when he's talking about atheist, he's very angry. Namam duskrit no moodha. These words, you see in Hindi people say that all gali no. Ma bhen and all this. I don't want to speak. I can't speak those.
Strong words.
In Sanskrit, people don't realize it's a very condescending words.
Okay.
Extremely strong. Duskrit no. That
Okay.
means rascal.
Okay.
Muda means you're complete nonsense.
Okay.
So that means there's another quality of God. He's very angry. But in anger there is mercy.
Oh.
You see, he's not a tyrant.
Hmm.
That's another quality. When he's talking about his devotees,
Hmm.
he's very happy. People who know Sanskrit, they can
Understand the feelings behind words.
feelings. So when he's talking about devotees, he's using such words which reflects love for his devotees.
Great.
And when he's talking about himself, he's saying, I am this, I am that, I am that. In this chapter he's talking.
Yes.
Punne gandha, rasam apsukante. He's talking so many things. If you read this, it might seem he's very arrogant. You see, this also people say. Krishna is talking about himself, he's arrogant. I am God, he's saying. So, well, I mean to say...
How can a God say that he's God?
Yeah.
These are all logics people use.
Yeah, people say. But that's like stupid logic, because if Prime Minister doesn't tell I'm Prime Minister, how he will know? He's sitting in one corner if he doesn't tell.
Yeah.
So he tells, but the kind of words he's using, Sanskrit, there is a lot of compassion towards living beings. He's revealing himself. See, I am this. Please try to understand.
Very nice.
So all these qualities, 7 chapter is a beautiful chapter.
That's an entry into,
Yeah.
as you said, after an interval, now the introduction starts.
Yeah. It's some flavor is added to Bhagavad Gita from 7 chapter. It's like, you make ice cream.
Yeah.
And then on the top you have seen that chocolate fudge they add or some.
Yes.
That is 7, from 7 chapter this is this. He had made ice cream till 6 chapter.
It's an icing now.
Now icing, and then 7, 9 chapter, 10th, 12th there are cherries on top.
Okay. So from now it is all icing on the cake.
Yeah, and then it will become from 13th to chapter, that's packing. You have to pack, like Dominoes they give in a pack.
Very nice way. So I'm actually excited to know more more toppings that are going to come on this ice cream. Very nice, Swamiji. So finally, he's giving that Vigyana, that you are coming with an unconditional love towards me, and you get attached to the devotees of the Lord in order to succeed in this process.
Yeah, that's all.
Is there anything that we missed?
No, I don't think so. This is the complete thing. Later we'll talk more in details, maybe in next time, sometimes.
Yes.
But here we're talking about some overview and, theme.
So, Jnana, understanding the qualities, then developing attachment, and getting into the devotional service, which is Vigyana. Beautiful explanation, Swamiji. I'm glad to host you. Yeah. Thank you so much for your knowledge on 7th chapter.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.